Welcome to the podcast, guys. In the house, we have Sudais Khattak.
Crazy.
His only accomplishment in life is that he's bench 140 at 17 years old. How the fuck did you bench 140 at 17 years old?
Well, I have I have some theories, I have some ideas of how.
Besides genetics, we all know genetics plays the most important factor. Besides genetics,
I disagree. Genetics literally has nothing to do. Well, it literally has nothing to do with it. Every human being has the capability to do it. You just have to, lock in.
Well, yes, but
I think this might get a bit deep, but I think basically, you know how humans have the tendency to seek for meaning, right? It was my meaning in life to be strong.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I used to be skinny as fuck, right? Mm-hmm. And then I was skinny, then I got fat, then I was skinny fat. Mm-hmm. So during that time when I was skinny fat, I used to get bullied a lot. And so I was like, I need to be strong, right? To protect myself, obviously. But then when I started training, I started off with calisthenics actually. If anybody out there wants to get into training, start off with calisthenics. The best thing you can do.
But why? I went straight to the gym and
and look at the problem.
Shut up, bro.
No, but the thing is, when you start with calisthenics, the reason it's easier because you understand your body a lot more.
But what if you're fat?
You can still do calisthenics. The fuck you mean?
But isn't it way harder? Like you have to do 20 different. You have to do 20 different
if
variations.
If you're big, right, then you have more potential.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. If you're big, if you're a big person, right? If you're big, not big, if you're big, right? Then you have more potential. Because when you do calisthenics as a big person, you have more body weight, right?
Okay,
so you train even harder.
I get the idea that if you start off fat, then it's better to build muscular and good physique. But physically it's better, but mentally it's harder, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Mentally it's way harder if you start off fat.
That depends person to person.
Yeah.
In generally, I would say it might be a bit harder.
Okay.
The thing is, if you want to get stronger, right? If you want to get a higher bench, higher squat, and higher deadlift, it applies to all three of them, the big three. You have to follow a powerlifting program. You can't do hypertrophy training and then expect a very huge increase in strength. Because hypertrophy training is more of a bodybuilding based thing. I mean, a lot of you people out there know this, And the powerlifting is more about strength. They both go hand in hand. If you do powerlifting training, you will gain a lot of muscle. And if you do hypertrophy training, you'll gain a lot of strength. But it's not as equivalent, So what I do basically is there's a certain volume I know I have to get in the week, right? And there's a certain intensity I have to get. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bench the 90% of I can do, 90% of my 100, right? Or 95. At least I want to do
90% of your 1 rep max.
Yeah, 90% of my 1 rep max or 95% of my one rep max. At least I want to do at least 20 reps of them in a week.
20 reps of at least 90%.
90, 95.
And you also said that if you want to get strong, then you should pretty much always train at 85% or over, right?
So I'm getting to that, okay? I'm getting to that. Basically, the reason I do that, if I do, let's say on Monday, right, let's say if I do 2 sets, right, of bench, and they're both 90 or 95. Let's say I do only 1 set maybe, and I do 2 reps or 4 reps. I'm not fatigued enough that the next day I won't be able to give my 100% either.
Because yes, those reps were intense, but you didn't do enough of them.
Enough of them for me to be fatigued. So I do them over and over and over, and they stack up, right? Maybe I take 1 day or 2 days off in a week.
So you mean because you're doing such low reps, then you need to do more sets and more volume to get enough volume in for the week.
Yeah, but that's throughout the week. If you're doing, for example, the reason I don't do 3 sets a day and then take 2 days rest is because I start off, right, my heaviest set. I start off my first set. Let's say I do 90% of my 100 or maybe 95, right? Then I do maybe 1 more set. Then by the 3rd set or by the 4th set, because a lot of people do 4 times 5. Some people do 5 times 5. Very common, very popular. The reason I don't do that because by the time I get to the 3rd set, I'm fatigued. I'm so fatigued. The lactic buildup is so much that I can't give out that same...
Your maximum output.
My maximum output drops. You know what I mean? And I just feel like there's no point of doing that, you know?
You mean like the bottleneck isn't your muscles, the bottleneck becomes your like cardiovascular and how
Exactly.
much fatigue your body can take.
Exactly. So that's why the way I do it. And that's the same for squat, deadlift, or for that matter, any type of exercise you want to get stronger at. I always suggest for those of you out there whose goal is just to get stronger, do bench, squat, deadlift every day. That sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
But do like a set of them every day.
One set every day.
One set every day.
But don't you think...
Or what you can do is you can do bench one day and then go hard as fuck. Do squat the second day, go hard as fuck. Do deadlift the third day, go hard as fuck. Then just repeat. And then you can take maybe like one day off.
And what about like accessory work? Because you're saying just do like bench, squat, deadlift if you really want to get strong. Like, do you also do accessory work after, or does it not matter?
Like, you mean like...
like doing just tricep push downs and
all
like
of that.
others.
Well, all of that is like
stuff.
powerlifting. I mean, not powerlifting, sorry, bodybuilding activities, you know? And as I said at the beginning, if your goal is just to get stronger, then the big three that you have to do. The other doesn't matter.
Okay. What's one thing that you think like everyone else gets wrong about powerlifting that you do differently, that you think makes the biggest difference?
That's very interesting. The thing is, most people at the top, like, the knowledge is the same. Like, most people at the top know the same exact thing. They're following the same thing. I feel like the people who are just starting out, I feel like those are the people who get a lot of things wrong, you know? And that's simply because the lack of knowledge, they haven't done enough research, you know? But I don't think there's anything different that I do. It's just that for most people, like, it's just that for different people, different things work. For me, if I bench every day, I get stronger at bench. That just works for me. For some people, it might work the other way. So I think the reason you might have seen different people doing different things is because maybe different things work. I would say maybe the one thing that I might do different is like I think about the long term when I'm doing like anything powerlifting. Like for example, I'm gonna do a set, right? And I'm deciding what weight should I do. Should I do like 75% maybe for like 6 reps?
85% for 6 reps.
Yeah, 85% for 6 reps. Or should I do like maybe 95% for 2 reps, right? So I'm looking in the long term. I'm thinking about, have I done enough volume this week for me to only do 95 for 2? Or have I not done enough volume, so I have to do 85 for 6, you know? Because volume matters. You know, volume is the thing that, because if you did just 1 rep maxes all day, then you have to do like 40 sets. Nobody's doing 40 sets in a week. Like, let's be honest, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody got that type of time. So I feel like the thing I do is I think about the long term. If I'm, you know, like what's my goal for next week? Where do I want to be next week that I need to do today to in order to get there, you know?
So you mean like main thing is to balance out how much volume you're doing with the intensity. So if you're going really low reps and heavy weight, then you need to do more sets and more volume throughout the week.
Exactly.
And then if you do more reps and lower weight, then you do the opposite. Then you can get away with doing less amount of sets.
Yeah, I think that's the gist of it.
So right now you're trying to get to 180 kg bench, right?
Yeah.
So how are you training to get to...
Honestly, I'm not training optimally because I've been very busy with like work and study.
Yeah.
Very busy with those things. So what I'm doing right now, of course, I'm taking creatine. And I'm maximizing my protein, which is best for recovery.
Most research supplement on the planet,
Yeah, creatine.
Guys, hop on creatine.
Yeah, bro. If you're not taking creatine, I don't know what you're doing with your life, bro. Hop on that creatine. Hop on that white powder. Yeah.
Like, if your parents don't let you, just...
Yeah, bro. Just
keep it in your gym bag or something, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm taking creatine. I'm taking protein as much as I can. But I mean, I'm following the same program, like the other.
So how many times a week are you benching right now?
I literally bench like 5 days in a row.
5 days in a row.
Yeah. Today and tomorrow I'm taking a rest.
If you had to optimally like make a program, then how many times a week would you bench?
if I was doing optimal, right, I would probably, because the thing is optimal. Do you mean optimal just for bench, or optimal for like overall powerlifting strength?
If your only goal was to get your bench up.
Just to get the bench up, that's easy. Just bench every day.
Bench every day.
Bro, if you're not doing any other, what do you mean?
I mean, you still training everything else, but like your main priority is just to get your bench up.
What do you mean training everything else? What is everything else? That depends.
Let's say you only cared about getting your bench up and everything else you're just training like hypertrophy and accessory work.
Well, if I only care about which I do, I wouldn't train all the other things.
So no squats, no deadlifts?
If I didn't care about them,
Yeah.
right? If I didn't care about everything else and just focused on bench, then I would just probably like Monday go like, well, the first thing is I would figure out what my 1 rep max is. That's very important to know, because from there you can set the different intensities. Then I would just go, and every day I would probably do like 95 for 2 sets, again, and then maybe
Every day?
yeah, every day, and then maybe on the 5th day, on the 4th day, I would do probably like maybe 85.
But don't you think after the first day, because you're fatigued, you won't be able to get that weight?
Yeah, but like just 2 reps. 4
That
reps
doesn't
a day.
fatigue you much.
Yeah, 4 reps a day. That's nothing. 4 reps a day. Think about it.
4 reps a day. So 2 sets of 95%
Yeah.
for 2 reps.
Yeah.
Every day.
That's literally nothing. 4 times 4. What is that? 16.
Yeah, 16 reps.
16 reps by the 4th day, and then on the 5th day you can do maybe like 6 reps. That's 22 reps. You're good. 22 reps a week. You're like you're chilling. And then you take maybe 1 or 2 days off, and then you can repeat that for 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, maybe, and then you can try your 1 rep max again.
Okay. This is one program, but I remember we used to do 5-3-1, right?
Well, 5-3-1 is a professional powerlifting program. That's completely different. That's like a pro type activity, And by the way, we used to do that wrong. It was once a week. So once a week you do this.
Yeah,
this is the second
exactly.
week. And we used to do it like we
used to
cover 3 different weeks in 1 week.
Yeah, we used to do 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But how is that a pro level thing? And that program says that you only do the lift you're trying to maximize once a week.
I'm not entirely sure, I'll be honest with you.
It says once a week, and you're saying like do it 5 times a week. Like why? And what do you think is better?
I'll be honest with you. Maybe they were trying to...
Guys, 5-3-1 is bullshit.
No, it works.
I mean, I got to 100 bench and you got to 140 bench. We did 5-3-1, but we were still we were benching like at least 2 times a week.
Yeah.
We weren't doing once a week.
Yeah. The thing with 5-3-1 is I feel like it focuses a lot on recovery, and I haven't done enough research on recovery, to be honest. Well, I mean, okay, let me rephrase that. I have done a lot of research on recovery.
And it doesn't matter, guys.
And I'm not sure if you do, for example, let's see, if you do like maybe Monday, you do like maybe 3 or 4 sets of bench, heaviest you can do, right? And then you rest for like maybe 3 days, and then maybe like you do it only, if you bench once a week and you do that one day, you do 100%, you can give everything you have. You do like 5 sets maybe, but you do that once a week.
But you like really fatigue yourself.
Which is similar to 5-3-1. I'm not sure if the recovery makes you strong enough. I just don't know. Because the thing is, we did it the wrong way.
But we still got there.
And we still got there. And I feel like because we did it the wrong way, because our volume was so high, that's why we got it. There's been research done, right? There's been research done on this. If you train one muscle group once a week, compared to twice a week, then compared to 3 times a week.
3 times is the best, right?
3 times is the best.
And then more than that, you start getting diminishing results.
Yeah, you start getting diminishing results. But if you train it twice a week, I'm pretty sure it's like 30 to 50% increased gains. And 5-3-1 tells you to only train bench like once a week. Which so look at the science,
But then again, the whole notion that you do the same muscle group twice or 3 times a week, isn't that more focused on how much muscle you gain instead of strength?
That is true. But the thing is, the muscle gaining and strength gaining, right? The concepts are the same though.
It's fatiguing your muscles.
Exactly. The concept
the only
is the same.
difference is the fast twitch and slow twitch.
Exactly.
Fibers, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Do you want to explain fast twitch and slow twitch?
So basically, the reason I say never train below your 85% of your 1 rep max is because when you go below 85%, so when you start doing weight, right? Let's say you can do a weight for 8 reps maybe, right? And you start doing it, right? The first 2 reps you do is all slow twitch.
First 2 is all slow twitch because it's not high enough intensity. You're not fatigued enough yet.
Exactly, you're not fatigued.
Okay, and so
the problem is, right, when you go and you do the first 2 sets, it's all slow twitch, then the last maybe 6 reps are fast twitch. But the thing is, you're so fatigued by that time that you're not using everything you could. You know what I mean? That's why if you train just only above 85, the whole time you're only training fast twitch.
Okay, so fast twitch is the one that translates more to strength.
Yeah,
and slow twitch translates more to endurance, right?
50-50.
50-50.
50-50, because the thing is, like...
Then it doesn't matter then, doesn't it?
No. The thing is, people that train hypertrophy, right? So they do anything 8 to 12 reps, right? They train both of them. They train slow twitch and fast twitch. That's why they get the biggest, because they're training both fibers. Slow twitch and fast twitch. Okay. But if you do only fast twitch, you've seen guys that are small,
but
right?
Can still do a lot.
They still do a lot. But that's because they just train fast twitch.
But they still get bigger because your fast twitch are getting bigger.
Yeah.
So you mean, you know how you said the first 2 reps are slow twitch and then you switch to fast twitch. So if you do heavy weight, so if you're doing 85% or heavier, then does that mean from first rep you're going straight into fast twitch?
Yeah. Because the weight is so heavy, your nervous system immediately then know that, oh, I don't think so I can get this more than for 6 reps. As long as it's below 6 reps, you know you can't get this for more than 6 reps, then you immediately go into fast twitch. Because I'm not sure if you have noticed this before. Think about it. When you do, for example, like a set, you're doing a set, right? And you're going for 8 reps or 8 to 10 reps, right? The first, you might have noticed, the first rep is quite hard, right? Or maybe the first rep is a bit difficult. Or maybe the third rep is a bit difficult. And then the middle, you just gain strength. And you keep going. But then at the end, you fatigue out again. The middle peak, that's when your body switches from slow twitch to fast twitch. So instead of that switch in the middle, just go straight, well, for strength at least, you go straight to fast twitch. That's the whole point behind, training with that 85% intensity.
Do you think bulking is worth it, or you should just main gain?
Yeah, no, bulking is all the way. Okay, the thing is, it depends. It depends on your goal, though.
Let's define main gaining. So main gaining, are you still gaining weight, or you're keeping the same weight? Main gaining, you're still gaining weight, just way slower than bulking.
You're gaining weight, but you're only gaining muscle. You're trying to minimize
how much fat you gain.
Yeah, you're trying to minimize fat, maximize muscle.
So how much weight gain would that be across like 3 months?
What do you mean?
If you main gaining compared to bulking, what do you think the ideal amount of weight gain should be?
That depends on you. That depends on your training. Over the span of 3 months, you might not lose any weight or gain any weight, and you still might look a lot more jacked. Well, not 3 months. Let's say like 6 months period, or maybe 9 months, because seeing any proper results in 3 months is a bit difficult. You might not gain or lose any weight, and that might be because you might still look a lot better, and that might be because you're losing the fat, but at the same time you're gaining muscle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's main gaining. The other thing could be that, you're not losing any fat, but you're gaining muscle. So you might have gained only 1 kg maybe. Well, 1 kg is still a lot of muscle, The main thing with main gaining is no fat, no gain of fat.
You're trying to minimize how much fat you gain.
Exactly. Okay. No fat. That's the whole point of main gaining. As soon as you're getting fat and muscle at the same time, then it is bulking. Lean bulking,
Okay, and for strength specifically, you think?
Yeah, bulk.
Bulk.
Because bulk maximizes muscle growth.
And strength, right?
And strength, yeah.
But let's say someone's goal was only strength, and they're just trying to get as strong as possible. You're saying they should bulk. How much weight do you think they should gain? And how much of a calorie surplus should they be in to maximize the strength? After one point, gaining any more weight wouldn't get you much stronger, right? So what's like
So basically, the calorie surplus depends on the person. Depends on what their normal calorie intake is, and depending on that, they can decide. Well, of course, you should start off slowly, maybe like 200, 500 at the start. Then you can bump it up to 700, then 1,000.
1,000?
Yeah.
That's gaining almost a kg a week?
Bro, I was eating so much.
Okay, but at that point you're just getting fat, no? If you're gaining a kg a week,
but
none of that is muscle.
1,000 calories doesn't come from like shit though, you know? It has to come from like good food, like protein and all
Even
that.
if it comes from good food, you can't gain a kg of muscle a week. Probably like 80% of that is fat, no?
Yeah, but the 20%. And if you do that for over a year,
and don't you think if you bulk up and then cut again, then in the end you wouldn't have gained that much more muscle compared to bulking than if you just main gain?
No. Okay, so I'll explain this to you, okay? Basically, calorie surplus, right? When you start doing a calorie surplus, right? It depends where the calories are coming from, right? You can't just eat bullshit. You have to eat good food, like a lot of protein powder, a lot of protein, a lot of meat, right? First thing, you can have fat in it as much as you want, as long as you're hitting your protein goal, right? Then the other thing that you said about gaining weight, right? You should keep bulking, right? So basically, imagine a graph, right? One is your weight and one is your
Strength.
As long as they're both going up, as soon as your strength stops going up
And only your weight is going
and
up?
only your weight is, you stop.
Stop the bulk.
Stop the bulk.
Okay.
No more bulking.
No more bulk.
Because you've hit a plateau.
Okay.
Because you'll get fat and
You won't gain any
Because the thing
strength.
is, you either have to change your training, or you either have to cut and then bulk again.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So basically, you bulk, right? You eat good, right? And the reason it's better than main gaining, right? Because with main gaining, the problem is that you're trying to minimize the fat so much, right? That you end up sacrificing some muscle growth. But with bulking, you don't care about the fat. You care only about the muscle. It doesn't matter how much more fat you're gaining, right?
But like even
you will literally gain the double amount of muscle, double the amount of muscle in the same time, double the amount of muscle with bulking in the same time that you would have with main gaining, right? But the thing is, you can lose all that fat without losing any muscle.
But I don't know about that.
You can.
Okay, but if you gain like a crazy amount of fat.
Okay, imagine this.
You said 1 kg a week. In a year, that's 50 kgs.
No, okay.
You become a rhino at that point, bro. 50 kg.
You're misinterpreting. 1,000 calories doesn't mean 1 kg.
It's
not for everybody. It's different for different people.
Surplus.
1,000.
Okay, 1,000
Yeah, and
calories.
then initially that 1,000 becomes your normal, and then you go up again. You keep going.
Oh,
up.
you mean because your maintenance goes up?
Yeah.
So but the surplus, we're talking about surplus, not just how much calories you're eating.
Yeah.
If you keep your surplus 1,000 calories a day, that's 7,000 calories a week, and 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories. So that's almost just a bit less than 2 pounds, which is just a bit less than a kg. That's like 0.7 kg a week gaining.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
That's fine.
And also, I guess even gaining fat ultimately like helps you get stronger, right? Even fat helps you. It's not just about muscle.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure of the exact science, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with saturating with your muscle or something.
And if you only care about muscle growth, you don't care about strength. Do you think it's still a good idea to bulk?
If you only care about muscle growth, yeah, I think it's still a good idea to bulk because you still gain a lot of muscle. And if you train optimally, you will lose. Like, imagine this, right? Main gaining over a period of, let's say, 1 year, right? You gain 2 kgs, right? 2 kgs of muscle. Well, actually, I'm just giving random numbers, okay? Imagine a period of time, any period of time, right? Imagine a period of time where you gain 2 kgs of muscle with main gaining. If you do the bulk with the same time, you'll gain 4 to 6 kg of muscle. Right? But then if you train optimally and you cut the fat down, you'll only lose 1 or 2. That's the double the amount of muscle in the same period.
I don't know if I agree with this, but sure.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Well, you have the results in front of you, friend.
Good point. But I think the main thing is, especially, I don't know if it's worth bulking still. Because if you just main gain, try to keep relatively the same weight, right? You will gain muscle and lose fat, and you don't have to cut at the end. Because for some people, cutting is horrible, right?
Well, yeah, the thing
it's
is
not
when
good
you
for everyone.
cut, I mean,
And
of course,
if-
you have to. Okay, in the time period example I gave you, right? You have to also include the. Of course, the bulk in cut cycle will be longer than the main gain cycle, right? But I think if you bulk and then you cut, right? Let's say that's twice as long, right? As compared to main gaining, I think in the end the margin is still higher. If you bulk properly, you have no idea the crazy shit that can happen.
Yeah.
Literally.
But I feel like also psychologically, it's really hard to bulk like clean, because especially when you're thinking, oh, I'm bulking, I can just eat. Then I feel like you become,
can't do that.
you get in that mindset of just
You gotta eat
eating.
meat, a lot of meat. A lot of meat.
a lot of meat.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Does building muscle
Yeah.
and getting really strong get you more girls? That's the real question.
With a lot of regret, I have to inform everybody.
Yeah.
That it does not fucking matter.
It doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter
Really?
at all, bro.
No?
I'm lying. No. Okay, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be like a gym junkie. You know, being a gym junkie is not the way to get a girl. You just have to be fit. You know, you have to be physically fit. You know, you have to be physically fit. You have to have decent muscle definition, decent arms, and then you're good.